will meet.
Yeah.
Please take your seats that we can start.
Member of Slovenian Diplomatic Service, and currently I am the chief strategist at our continue our conversation. And there is a question for Minister Mirzayan. You come from the region of quite a history of conflicts, also some frozen conflicts still ongoing in the region. And as Ambassador mentioned, the structures, the institutions, international organizations, how do you see the security potential of the existing structures? And can they efficiently assist you, or we would need something new? What would you think?
Well, first of all, let me join my colleagues in expressing appreciation to Slovenia for organization of this very important forum, despite all the challenges, despite the natural catastrophe. For us, this is not only an opportunity to exchange thoughts, but also it's yet another opportunity to express our solidarity with the Slovenian people. So coming to your question, it isn't an easy one to answer, you know, as it might seem at first sight. On one hand, we have all the institutions that are needed. They have, through these recent decades, they have accumulated all the tools and the instruments that are need or might be needed to manage the crisis and the conflicts. On the other hand, when it comes to real crises and conflicts, we see that these tools and institutions are not efficient. So to make sure that I succeed in drawing the picture in a proper manner for you, I would describe the situation on a real example. You all know about Nagorno-Karabakh, a region in South Caucasus. So as we speak at this very moment, there are 120,000 people who are under a real medieval siege now due to the closure of Lachin corridor. This corridor was established to ensure the link between Republic of Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh and to ensure free movement for people. This is the only lifeline, the only line that could connect this region to the outer world. And since Azerbaijan blocked this Lachin corridor, now it's already 8 months, and since June 15th, they completely closed the corridor. Now, no food, no medicine, no fuel, nothing passes through this corridor to Nagorno-Karabakh. So, again, to make sure that you really understand the situation, approximately 2,000 pregnant women, 30,000 children, 20,000 elder people, people with diseases are left without food and medicine and fuel. Azerbaijan already cut the gas and electricity supply to this region, and there are numerous reactions to this situation by the international organizations, individuals, independent experts. Like we have the statements of Secretary General of United Nations, we have statements by UN special experts, special rapporteurs, we have statements coming from reputable organizations like Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, many others. We have voices of independent experts like the former Prosecutor General of International Criminal Court. We have Council of Europe. We have so many institutions, so many reputable organizations, bodies, individuals who stated very clearly that Azerbaijan blocked Lachin corridor, and as a result we have a humanitarian crisis in Nagorno-Karabakh with the potential to have a humanitarian catastrophe there. So what's next? Nothing. We have 2 orders of International Court of Justice. This is the highest legal body on this planet. We all, as nations, united, we created United Nations organizations, and within it, or in parallel to it, our countries, we created this highest legal body, International Court of Justice. And this court issued 2 orders ordering that Azerbaijan should ensure access through this corridor. And what happens? Nothing. So the problem are not the institutions. We don't have lack or absence of institutions. We need something else. To me, there is lack of political will, and there is lack of respect for the rules. And not only by the one who violates the rule, by all of us. We should feel responsibility for respecting these rules, because alternative is chaos. Because alternative is a situation when might is right. And you know, there always can be a force which is stronger than you.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, answering to your question, I would like to come up with another question. Are we okay with this situation? What are we going to do with this situation?
Thank you. Coming to Minister Mirzayan, you are an experienced politician now. So where do you see the role of politics nowadays in security, and do we need to change something in the approaches that politicians nowadays actually exercise?
Well, I wouldn't call myself an experienced politician, but yeah, thank you for that. But dear participants, I'm so sorry to spoil this very beautiful conversation, discussion, but my impression is that when we say security, we mean security only for major powers. When we say dignity, we speak about dignity for big players, or at least you should have the size of Poland to have the right to be part of this conversation and to have expectations. I'm very much impressed by your intervention, Secretary General, but if I may, you can't fix the house. You can't fix the house until you acknowledge that the problem is not only the war in Ukraine. I'm not a doctor, I'm, as you heard, an experienced politician, but I know that the first and probably one of the most important steps is the diagnosis. You can't fix if you do not make the correct diagnosis. And probably the very direct and sincere and obvious answer to your question, because everybody knows the answer in reality, is a real value-based policy, a real human-centrist solution is politics and policies focused on human beings. I think this is the answer.
Thank you. Again, the human element. For concluding actually this panel on this optimistic note, I think we are running out of time, so unfortunately, dear audience, there will be no time for questions. But I would like to use the last minute to express my heartfelt thank you to the panelists. It's been an amazing panel, and if I try to summarize in only a few words who actually are the new security architects, it's us. It's actually us to take care of the house that we built, to make common decisions, are we going and how are we going to refurbish it on the basis of mutual understanding, on the basis of proper diagnosis actually put forward and agreed upon, more dialogue, admitting the vulnerabilities with more solidarity, and building on the principles and paying the price for that. I probably missed many of good ideas, but the recording of this panel remains available. So again, thank you very, very much.
And thank you for all the expressions of your words, your expressions and words of solidarity. Slovenia appreciates that very, very much. And on this happy note, although I think the panel could last on and on and on, I wish you all a very good day and stay safe and secure. Thank you.
Ha ha.